Welcome to Fit for Life, a podcast series devoted to helping you find the motivation, inspiration, and determination you need to achieve and exceed all of your fitness goals. Hi guys, I'm JT from MyFitMoto. I'm a nationally certified personal trainer with over 25 years of fitness experience. And I'm going to use all my years of experience in everything I've learned along my fitness journey to help you get fit for life. Hey guys, JT here. So for those who know me, you know I've spoken on many occasions about the different motivations that people have for initiating and maintaining their fitness program. And those reasons really cover a wide spectrum. From people who just want to look and feel their absolute best, to those that are training for a specific event, to those that maybe have a medical reason why they need to get in better shape. But I can tell you this, that every one of those people, from the beginner to the intermediate to the more advanced fitness enthusiasts, all have one thing in common. They all share the same desire. And that desire is to achieve maximum results. Everyone that I know wants to achieve results from their fitness program. Because if you think about it, you're putting in a tremendous amount of time, effort, and energy into something. So of course you want that to yield maximum results. But I can tell you from experience that many people struggle to achieve that goal. And there are a variety of reasons why that is. Some it's nutrition, some it's training methods, some it's training philosophy, some it's recovery. There's a lot of different reasons why people fail or struggle to achieve the results that they want and expect. So in today's episode, I'm going to focus on the specific things you need to do to achieve maximum results from your fitness program, so that you stay motivated, on track, and focused on what you need to do to maintain a long-term, consistent fitness program. Like I've said, I've been doing this for over 25 years, so I'm going to share what I've learned and some of the knowledge that I've acquired in working with my clients and in speaking with people within the fitness community, so that you can take that knowledge and information and apply it to your program so that you achieve maximum results. Because when it's all said and done, that's what it's all about, folks. It's about getting those results. Okay, so let's start out by talking about one of the most important components of your fitness program, and that is your nutrition. I've said this on many occasions. I've done specific podcasts about it. Your nutrition is so important to your fitness program and to achieving the results that you want and the results that you expect. Let me tell you this, you can't expect that you're going to go in the gym, bust your ass for an hour to 90 minutes, and then come out of there and do whatever you want from a nutritional standpoint, and you're going to get maximum results. That's not going to happen. I can tell you from personal experience, I can tell you from working with many clients over the years, and I can tell you based on all of the information that I've gathered and learned about over the years. You have to align your nutrition with your fitness program. So what does that mean? Well, that means something different for everyone, right? Because not everyone has the same goals and objectives when it comes to their fitness program. So what does that mean for you? Okay, so let's break it down like this. If your fitness objective is to add size and mass versus adding lean muscle, trimming and toning, well then your nutritional requirements are going to be completely different. Okay, somebody who's trying to bulk, who's trying to add size and mass is going to consume a lot more calories more frequently than somebody who is trying to trim, tone, and firm up. For example, if you're somebody who is looking to gain size and mass, well then you'll have to have excess calories and protein in your system in order to maintain and support that growth. So there's a general rule for most people that they should get about 20 to 35% of their calories from fat. But again, if you're looking to add size, that may increase slightly for you, because fat contains twice the number of calories of carbs and protein. So consuming healthy fats will probably be an important part of your diet if you're looking, like I said, to gain size. So things like fish, nuts, avocado, olive oil, those healthy fats are going to be an important part of your diet, because your body will grow only if it has a surplus of high quality calories each day. So as a starting point, I would use this kind of formula to determine your daily caloric intake. If you're trying to add and maintain size, you should probably consume at least 20 calories per pound of your current body weight. That's kind of the standard right now. Okay, so 20 calories per pound of your current body weight. That will kind of help you maintain and add size and mass, in addition, of course, to your training. Because like I said, you'll have to have excess calories and protein in your system to gain and maintain that size. For example, if you're a 180-pound male, your daily caloric intake will be approximately 3,600 calories a day, because that's 20 times 180, roughly 3,600 calories. And it's important to determine what those calories are going to, how that caloric breakdown is going to be determined, because again, healthy fats, proteins are going to be important for you, and carbs. Proteins, especially as it relates to fueling your recovery, and then carbs as it relates to fueling your workouts. Now, if you find that you're adding more fat than muscle, well, then you might have to tweak your dietary intake a little bit. You might have to increase your cardio, lower your caloric intake, and make a few adjustments to your protein, carbs, and fats. You'll have to kind of tweak that, because everybody's a little bit different in terms of how their body responds to nutrition and specific training. So just be aware of that and make the necessary adjustments to get your optimal balance. The point is, if you have a specific fitness goal in mind, you have to align your nutrition with that goal in addition to your training. Those components are going to be really important to helping you achieve the results you want and the results you expect. Now, conversely, if you're somebody who's looking to cut or to get lean and tone and trim, well, then your dietary requirements are going to be significantly different, okay? Your caloric intake is going to be lower in general, and you're going to probably change the ratio of your fats, proteins, and carbs. You're not going to consume as much fat. You'll probably consume more protein and carbs, again, probably around your workout. But your carb intake, in addition, will be relatively low. So those are just some things to consider in terms of nutrition and aligning it with your fitness program and your training, because that's where a lot of people kind of go off track. They don't have those two things aligned, and those two things are really, really important to helping you achieve optimal results. In addition to that, in addition to your nutrition and your training, let's talk a little bit about your recovery, because that's another area where a lot of people struggle to get it right in terms of what their fitness goals are, what they're trying to accomplish, and then as it relates to their specific results. Because if you're not getting the proper amount of recovery, you're not going to get the results you want. So, while I'm still on the subject of nutrition, let me discuss recovery nutrition. Okay, a really important component for any fitness program, but especially for those who are trying to reach specific fitness goals, i.e. those adding size or mass, or those that simply want to trim and tone. So let's say you've just completed your 45-minute to 90-minute workout. Now what do you do in terms of nutrition? Well, I can tell you, if you're trying to add size and mass, you're going to have to fuel up relatively quickly for that recovery. You're going to have to get some protein into your system relatively quickly. There's a roughly 90-minute window of protein synthesis where your muscles are most receptive to nutrients. And that's the time you're building and repairing. So for those, like I said, adding size and mass, really important to get that recovery nutrition in your system. Subsequently, even for those people that are toning, trimming, firming, you're still going to need some recovery nutrition as well after your workout. The window is roughly the same, 60 to 90 minutes. Something that is relatively fast absorbing in the form of protein is really ideal. You know, prior to your workout, you probably want a 2-to-1 carb to protein ratio to fuel your workout. So you have the energy, you have the glycogen stores to get through a moderate to high intensity workout. But after, you're going to reverse that. You're going to go 2-to-1 protein to carb. This is to feed your recovery so that you can hit that window of muscle building, and so that as your muscles are most receptive to nutrients, that you're giving them what they are asking for. Okay, so really important in terms of nutrition. And again, the breakdown of specifics in terms of what type of protein, that's not as important as the fact that it is some type of rapidly absorbed protein that can get into your system within that time frame. So the other thing I want to touch on is just in terms of recovery in general, sleep and rest is really important, okay? I have encountered a lot of people, I've worked with a lot of people who have a really gung-ho mindset when it comes to their training, okay? And they really want to kill it, and they really want to, put in a really good workout, and they want to continue to do that on a consistent basis. And that's all well and good, with one exception. You have to allow your body time to recover from your training. Okay, so think about it this way: you basically creating micro tears within your muscles when you work out, depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your training, whether it's building lean muscle, whether it's adding size and mass. The weight that you're moving, the movements that you're doing, the exercise movements that you're doing are creating micro tears within your muscles that need time to recover and repair. That's where the muscle building, that's where the toning comes into play. So you have to allow it time to do that. Now, everybody's a little bit different when it comes to recovery, and there's differences between male and female, and age is a factor in that as well. But most people generally need 24 to 48 hours to recover from specific training, especially if you're targeting specific muscles or muscle groups. So, and again, depending on the intensity of your workout, the duration of your workout, your age, and your current physical condition, those will all factor into the amount of recovery time that you need. And you'll learn over time what you need and what your body needs in terms of recovery in order to get back your strength and your endurance to hit your next workout. But again, fueling that workout is going to be really important. Feeding your recovery is going to be really important, and getting the proper amount of rest is going to be really important. Which brings me to your sleep. Really important to try to get and maximize the amount of sleep that you give your body, because again, it's an opportunity for your body to repair, to build, to recover, and to kind of get ready for your next training session. So make sure that you rest up. Try not to go into a workout on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. Ideally, 7 to 8 hours is going to be optimal, but not everybody can do that. And as you get older, that becomes harder and harder to get the proper amount of rest. But again, if you can get the amount of rest you need, then by all means, take advantage of that. So we've talked about your nutrition. We've talked about your recovery time. We've talked about getting the proper amount of sleep. So what else is going to impact your specific results? Well, your training methodology and your training technique are two more important components to maximizing results. So let me first talk about your training methodology, your approach to training. What is going to be your specific approach to your training? Okay, because there's going to be a definite distinction between the results that you achieve and the results that someone else may achieve. So you may be following a program that someone gave you or someone designed for you. You may be working with a personal trainer. You may have picked up one of the thousands of programs that I see posted online on a daily basis. Regardless, you have to have your own training methodology to get specific results that you want. Okay, so what I mean by that is you have to go in with a specific game plan each day, each week, each month, so that you can accomplish your specific fitness goals. That means you have to create a game plan for each specific training session. Know what you're going to do that day. Know how you're going to attack your workout. I do not recommend that you try to figure it out as you go. The people that try to wing it or go from day to day without really having a set plan in place, well, those people usually don't last for too long because they lose focus, they lose momentum, and then after a few weeks or a couple of months, they're right back to square one. So I don't recommend that you wing it when it comes to the training portion of your fitness program. Create a training roadmap as part of your overall fitness plan. How many days a week are you going to train? How many minutes a day? What level of intensity? Now, you can always tweak your plan along the way, and I really recommend that. But having a plan will keep you focused on the specific training and exercises you need to do to reach your specific fitness goals. And you know what? I also recommend use milestones as stepping stones to progressively building your program longevity. That's the ultimate goal here, long-term sustainable fitness. Now that said, I'll also caution you not to let short-term goals define your entire fitness program. Because if you focus too much time and energy on achieving that short-term goal, well then once you achieve it, where do you go from there? You have to kind of make it kind of a checkpoint, if you will, of your entire fitness program as you continue to build program longevity. Again, that's the ultimate goal here. So be specific enough with your fitness plan so you know what exercises you're doing on a particular day. If you're doing arms, if you're doing legs, if you're doing back, chest, whatever it may be, make sure you know what exercises are going to be a part of that day's training session and how you're going to execute them. That really will help you, like I said, stay focused and locked in on the specific things you need to do. Because achieving great results is all about program consistency, program execution, proper nutrition, proper recovery. All those things combined will maximize your specific results. And that's the goal here, folks. That's really the ultimate goal, is getting the results that you want, the results that you expect, so that you can stay motivated and positive about the way your program is progressing. Because like I said, nothing speaks louder than good results when it comes to your fitness program. And like I said at the beginning of this, everyone that starts a fitness program all desire maximum results from their time and effort. It's not easy. Working out is a challenge, and working out consistently is even a greater challenge. Then you combine that with aligning your nutrition, getting the proper amount of recovery. Doing all those things right, you want to get maximum results from that, right? You don't want to kind of just get okay or mediocre results. No, you want to maximize them so that you remain motivated and energized by seeing the transformation, by seeing the changes that you expect from your program. So we've covered nutrition, we've covered a little bit of recovery, we've covered training methodology. Now let's talk about your training technique, how you execute, how you perform the specific exercises in your program. You know, this is the one thing I see people make a lot of mistakes with, When I encounter clients that are just coming to me for the first time, or just witnessing people that I see working out on a daily basis in the various gyms around my area. A lot of people just do not know how to perform exercises the right way in order to maximize the benefit from that exercise. A lot of it is incorrect technique, it's incorrect form, they're not doing the right rep counts, they're not doing the right number of sets, the weight is not right. So there are a lot of components to getting exercise technique right. Now, like I said, there are variables that can impact that as well. Your experience, your fitness experience will impact that. Your muscle type, you have type 1 or type 2 muscle, your muscle length will impact that. But the bottom line is, doing the exercise the right way will significantly increase your chances of getting maximum results and reduce the potential for injury. And that's really another thing you want to avoid, right? I talk about this a lot. I've talked about it in previous podcasts. Training ROI, training risk of injury. So again, if you have a game plan in place and you know what that game plan is and how you're going to attack it and how you're going to execute it, well then you'll incorporate that training ROI into that. Because if your goal is simply to improve your functional fitness, then there's no reason for you to be trying to lift a tremendous amount of weight and potentially injuring yourself. I mean, again, what's the end goal here? Now, if you're competing in a competition or you want to improve your personal best in certain lifts, well, that's fine. And I typically see that with younger people who are, trying to reach some specific milestones with their lifts. But again, just be aware of your training ROI and be aware of using the right technique. A lot of this is a head game with people in terms of, lifting a certain amount of weight. Your body really doesn't know the amount of weight you're lifting. That's really in your own head. And so what I see is a lot of people just focus in on lifting a certain amount of weight, but not doing it the right way. So technically, yes, they're lifting the weight, they're moving the weight, but they're not doing it correctly. So therefore, they're really not doing it the right way, and they're really risking potential injury and creating compensation movements, because that's another big issue for a lot of people that I see when they're doing exercises incorrectly. One of the things I see, I'll quickly point out, we posted this on our Instagram account, a brief video on doing a tricep cable press with the rope. And really it comes down to the positioning of the pulley, where you position it. I've seen a lot of people position it very low, and what that does is it causes people, once they take the weight and once you're going up in weight, to, when they're setting it down, to twist or turn or contort their back, and they're really putting themselves in a very precarious position and risking potential lower back injury, upper back injury, shoulder injuries by doing it that way. And the simple fix for that is basically positioning the pulley just below your shoulders, and then taking the weight of the machine, doing your cable press, and then when you're ready to set the weight back down, you simply lean back without twisting or turning, and you place the weight back down. It's a lot less stress on your back. It's a lot less potential for injury, and it's just a minor thing that I see a lot of people do incorrectly. And it's things like that. I also see people doing curls where they're arching their back, shoulder presses where they're arching their back, bench presses, and all of this, it all comes down to basically form and technique and doing it the right way. And eventually, if you continue to do it the right way and you stay consistent, you're going to progress. You're going to get to the weight you want. It may not be as quickly as you want it to be, but what you're going to do is you're going to minimize your risk of injury in doing it the right way. You'll stay on track and on your program and consistent with your training, whereas if you're not doing it the right way, well, like I said, you're potentially risking injury and the potential for being out for weeks or months, depending on how quickly you recover and your age, could be a very big impact on your program. So just keep that in mind. Exercise technique, how you perform the exercises is really important. And balance that with your training ROI. Okay, so that's pretty much covers some of the main components that I wanted to talk about with regard to results. Now, I said there are a lot of variables that factor into your specific results. So the main takeaways here are nutrition. It's very important. 75% of what you do outside the gym affects 100% of what happens in the gym and your results. So it's really important to make sure that your nutrition aligns with your training and your fitness goals. If it doesn't, well, you're going to be expending a lot of time, energy, and effort in the gym, and you're not going to maximize your results. That's just a fact. So make sure that your nutrition is aligned properly. Recovery, another really important component of your fitness program and key to achieving maximum results. You must give your body the proper rest and nutrition to refuel and rebuild after workouts, after your training, especially intensive training, high intensity training. It's really important. I know a lot of people just starting out with their fitness program are really gung-ho about going hard right out of the gate, but you have to temper that enthusiasm just a little bit. You have to take your foot off the gas every once in a while so that your body can recover, rebuild, and refuel for your next training session. Trust me, it will benefit you in the long run. And speaking of training, remember to develop your training methodology, how you're going to approach your training. Make sure you have a game plan. Make sure you have an overall blueprint, and make sure you have a specific game plan for each training session. Each day, each week, and each month. Trust me, it'll keep you focused and locked in on the specific things that you need to do to sustain your program. And that's the goal here, sustaining your program for the long term. It's not about, a couple of months. It's about maintaining a long-term fitness program, because that, at the end of the day, is going to give you the best results. Okay, so we talked about nutrition, we talked about recovery, we talked about training methodology. Part of that methodology should also be how you set up your milestones and your short-term fitness goals. It's great to have them. I encourage them, but don't let those be your defining moment. Because if you focus too much time and energy on achieving those or making those the end-all and be-all, well, then you're going to be left flat and trying to figure out how to move forward after that. So it's great to have those checkpoints and milestones, but use them as stepping stones as you continue on your progressive fitness program. And then finally, training technique. Make sure that you have a clear understanding of how to execute each specific exercise movement in your program. This way you can minimize your risk of injury and balance that with your training ROI. Well, I hope you can follow the advice that I've provided. If you do, I think it'll put you on track to achieve the results you want. And nothing speaks louder with regard to a fitness program than positive results. The desire to achieve and maximize our results are the one thing we all share. Everyone that is involved in a fitness program wants results, and they want to maximize their results. I mean, you're putting the time, effort, and energy in. Why not get the best results? I'm JT from MyFitMoto. That concludes this episode. If you have any questions, you can contact me at johnmyfitmoto@gmail.com or through our website, myfitmoto.com, or via our Instagram or Facebook pages. Please check out our other podcasts and subscribe to our podcast channel. Well, thanks again for listening. I hope my advice, experience, and knowledge helps you get fit for life.